Well, hello and welcome back to another video of some F1 2020 game news. This, of course, is some more articles building on last week's sort of interviews that they did with the man called Lee Mather, who, of course, denies everything when it comes to the glitches, and will probably deny everything when 2020 glitches. So yes, the first thing comes from race fans. As I say, all the articles to these, all the links to these articles are going to be in the description below. So, if you want to go and read the full articles, then go ahead. Yes, it's about Antoine Hubert, and they did think about them and Juan Manuel Correa, of course. Obviously, they had that disastrous crash in Belgium last year, which unfortunately lost the life of Hubert and Correa. I think he's out of hospital. I think he is, because he's doing some e-sports, isn't he? Yes, they obviously consulted their families. Which is good. So they haven't just made this decision by themselves. They talked to the families and they decided it's the right thing to do. And to be honest, I think it's the right thing to do. It's a good tribute to have Hubert in as your teammate in my team. Yeah, I think that's a good tribute to him, to have his likeness still in the game. Even though he's sadly no longer with us. Okay, so although he's in E-Team, actually I forgot to read this further part. He's got serious leg injuries, of course, so I doubt he'll be in the car for some time. Unfortunate, but there we go. Now, the next article also comes from race fans and is about Mr. BUXTON. And can we have now some RIP Claire? Yes, Claire has finally been axed after 2 years. She's now living with Chris, who another former F1 game character who's no longer with us, but who is 15 million times better than Claire, Carl, and Jeff put together. But nevertheless, they decided to axe him. Anyway. Interviews are remaining. Now, where interviews are being held, we still don't know. Whether they're going to continue in the backdrops where they're going to have them now, or whether they're going to move them to the media pen, where they should be. That is yet uncertain. But F1 presenter Will Buxton has his face cam, which is better than Crofty. I'm not going to lie. Nobody wants to see Crofty on a good day. Never mind in a game. But Will Buxton is there. Will does quite a lot of work for the F1 YouTube channel anyway, so him asking the question is just a no-brainer, really. And especially the fact that he's a real person, Claire, is just the figment of somebody's imagination. The second thing sort of expands on something that we knew already, which is about the podium emotes. Which I suspect it's going to be like the Forza Horizon 4 ones, which were a rip-off of Fortnite. But what this selection of emotes and celebrations happen, I don't know. I think though that they've given the drivers their emotes as well, so you'll see Sebastian Vettel with his customizable one finger. Lewis Hamilton jumping up and down. I don't think there are any. There's not too many ways F1 drivers celebrate that. Although I would love to see Kimi in his sunglasses on the podium. That's something that would be quite cool. Right, this third article comes just to note that about the fact that the reason why ERS has been changed, which of course is now an automatic. If you missed the previous episode on F1 2020 game news, I can't remember if there's link to the playlist in my description or not. But if not, then if you click on my channel, the playlist is on my channel homepage anyway, so you can go and visit all of the news should you miss some. But one of the things that have come out, of course, is ERS, and that's been simplified, being that, of course, it's now going to be completely AI controlled. So it's all going to be auto ERS. There's only 3 modes instead of, well, there was technically 6, but you do actually have an overtake button. But again, that is, I think, has been described so far. The overtake button has been described like like KERS used to be in F1 2013-14. No, not F1 2014, F1 2013 with KERS. That's how it's been described. Leclerc came back with some feedback about the circuits. Well, they're not realistic anyway. I mean, Zandvoort. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. If you haven't heard it already, the designer of Zandvoort said that the banking and stuff of Zandvoort in the F1 game is not steep enough and therefore is not realistic. And obviously there's the bump that never existed. So Codemasters should do more. They have more money than a game like R Factor 2, which has the ability to do and apparently that's more accurate. So Codemasters, there's no excuse for them really for not doing proper laser scanning. I mean, when you buy your laser scanning equipment from Poundland, as opposed and have maybe like a little lasers that has about as the movement of well, let's just say a pad player like myself, as opposed to what it should have, which is the full 360 degrees. Now, there is something about a sort of a driver transfer, and particularly my team. There is a hint here that sponsoring media events could be in the game. Again, this could be classic cars. I think we've already. I can't remember if I told you though. If you remember rightly, if you've ever played a classic car race, then there are those fake drivers to get around the licensing. Those fake drivers are being reused now and now are the paid drivers, and they are available in career mode. So you'll be able to sign whatever his name, Weston Feller or whatever his name is. I don't know, I just made that up. Nobody's actually raced them, and I haven't actually played them since the start of last year's game. Because there's no point really. I haven't raced them rather. I've played classic cars a bit with online, that classic car video, which actually did quite well, but not since. But yes, so that could be one thing. Obviously media events, again, I'm just going to speculate with that, but that is something that suggests that could possibly happen. I think it's already been mentioned that your teammate can get training and he can't then go and do a sponsor or media event, so you might have to do it. Or alternatively, I know they definitely said that when he's doing a training, he can't provide research and development feedback on the car. And it sounds like with that, then there's going to be no test driver. Now you can also, in my team, you can go bust. Yes. We will be trying this as part of an F1 2020 game experiment when the game comes out. If you run out of money to send your team to an F1 weekend, you can completely go bust completely. Game over. Which is actual fact the game is the first time that there is a game over function in an F1 game. Because usually if you try and get fired in previous career modes, then you just end up being rehired by the next team. Okay, so I'm going to move on. That's pretty much all the articles. There was this one screenshot on screen now. Apologies about the quality, it wasn't very good, but it does show split screen. For those of you wondering what it would look like, because it has been quite a while since split screen was on our screen. There's also a bit of the HUD, excuse me, for F1 2020. I speculated in the previous episode about the being able to move the HUD about. That is purely for, that is actually if you're a PC player, the same stuff you'll be able to do in F1 2019. So it's not actually a new feature for PC players. It's only been expanded out for console players. So yes, and then of course we got some a few mock-ups from, particularly for my team. I've only got a picture on screen now of Ferrari's car launch, which apparently you will be able to do in my team, and of course the other stuff that I have been able to mock up. And I say this is purely from Arrow's video that he did when he had posted a drawing up to a video. Again, I don't have a huge amount of time, nor the, well, actually no, it's mainly the fact I don't have the Photoshop skills to be able to do it properly. But this one I did decide to do, and it is the calendar, because of course the calendar is already in F1 2019. It's used for league racing, so this is probably most likely going to be an example of the calendar with different types of stuff like the races, press events, sponsor events, teammate training. I don't know what other stuff could come out there, but yes, that's just sort of the example of stuff that could be done, that could be available, I guess. I don't know, I'm just speculating, but that is pretty much where I'm going to leave it actually for this video. As I say, the calendar is only a speculation. If you want to pause, it's just literally so shows what's going on at the moment. I presume there'll probably be an access panel that says when you come up to this event, that says go to event, press A or something like that. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to Champion News, see more F1 2020 game news videos and when they come out. I'm sure there might be some more really game news videos this week. If not, then it'll probably be the week after when I come out. F1 eMod is almost ready for this week, but it'll probably be Friday due to work shit that I've got to deal with. So unfortunately, that's how it has to go. So yes, I'm going to leave it there, and take care, enjoy your day, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.